Hey guys, it's Spider Kid 8000 back here again with another YouTube video for you guys. So I've noticed something. I've been watching sorry about that. I've been watching a lot of Channel Pup lately. What I've been noticing is that he does a lot of Spider-Man pitches. And what I mean by that is like he did a video video where he pitched his version of a Spider Man reboot. He did his version, he did a video about how he would do a sequel to that reboot. He did a video about how he would reboot Spider Man in the MCU. He did a video of how he would reboot a sequel of Spider Man in the MCU. I think he even pitched a. I think he even pitched a one where Spider-Man teams up with Blade. He completely reimagined the Amazing Spider-Man universe entirely with a TV show. So I'm sitting here thinking, my name is literally Spider Kid 8000, and I haven't done anything like this. And obviously, I've had ideas when I watch a Spider-Man movie. Oh, what would I do in this situation? What would I do if I had to make a Spider-Man movie? And I want to become a director when I grow up. So obviously, I thought I should do one of these videos, kind of. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I would reboot Spider-Man in a story that I call Spider-Man with Great Responsibility. So let's get into this. Okay, so this storyline is inspired by a comic book called Spider-Man Back in Black. Although that Spider-Man story is iconic and pretty dark, to be fair, this story is going to take many liberties and is only partially inspired by that story in some ways. So just keep that in mind when you're listening to this story. So let's get into the ideas. Okay, so let's go with the opening scene. We start off with Aaron Davis and Miles Morales in Aaron's car. Aaron is taking care of his nephew for the weekend, and Aaron lives in New York City, and Miles lives in Brooklyn. So they're gonna have to take the Brooklyn Bridge to get to where they need to go. And they're talking about music and the beats and I don't know, Adidas or Nike or something. I don't know. They're talking about something, and they're talking about something. They laugh, they have some laughs, but then their car flips over. This is exactly what I know. And then Miles gets flown out of the car. The reason for this is that on the Brooklyn Bridge, Spider-Man and Doc Ock are fighting on the bridge right now. And they're having a fight, and they're having a fight scene. There's Doc Ock is yelling at Spider-Man. Spider-Man is yelling at Doc Ock. It's an entire fight scene. But the unique thing is going to be about this scene. It is one continuous shot, and we're going to show it. Basically, we're going to keep our eye on Aaron Davis the entire time, because he's going to be getting out of the car, trying to look for Miles. He's flying out of the car. But the thing is, it's one continuous shot of just Aaron Davis trying to run to find Miles. But in the background, these two guys are going to be fighting, Spider-Man and Doc Ock. And so we're going to have an entire fight scene that is just the actual fight scene taking place in the background, and it's just one continuous shot. This entire opening scene is one continuous shot. I thought it'd be pretty cool to capture, the intense and, intense and chaotic sense of this scene. People are screaming. That's how this scene is trying to convey. Chaotic, you don't know what's going on. Eventually, Aaron finds Miles under some rubble, and Miles is Aaron Davis. Uncle Aaron, help me, please. And at this point, Miles is about 14. So Aaron runs over to help him, right? But it's too late, and a piece of rubble falls on Miles, and Miles dies. Okay, I know you guys are already going to the comment section. Why could you kill Miles Morales? You're a racist, or you hate Miles Morales, or you hate a black Spider-Man. No, that's not what this is. Guys, don't say that stuff in the comments, guys. That's not what this is at all. I simply feel that Spider-Man, Miles Morales as a character, is overused. I'm not saying I don't like him. There are some adaptations of the character that I really like. For example, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, obviously one of my favorites. I can't wait for the part 2 of that movie. And Miles Morales, the video game. I love those. The thing is, he's an almost every other piece of Spider-Man content nowadays. I mean, he's in the cartoons. I mean, he's been in, like, I think he's been in 3 cartoons already. Maybe even 4. I can't even keep count anymore. He's so overused. And I'm not saying this because I'm racist or anything, or I'm a bigot. No. That's none of this what's happening. I'm just saying he's overused as a character. It's like in every piece of Spider-Man content nowadays, he's, like, everyone's theorizing, oh, is Miles Morales gonna show up? Is Miles Morales gonna show up? And I just, like, especially in the MCU, people are theorizing, I just want to prove, if this movie were to get made, and this were to become a franchise, then I don't want people to start theorizing that Miles Morales is going to be there again. Because I want this to be unique. I want this to be different. I want these people to know that we're going to make changes. And I want the people to know right away that Miles Morales is not something I am interested in doing. Just because there's so much Miles Morales content nowadays that it just seemed like white noise at this point. But, so don't, like, say rude stuff in the comments about this. That's just my opinion overall. You can have your own. But that's what's happening in my script. This is my script, and I get to choose what's going on in it. So basically, after Miles dies, Aaron Davis blames Spider-Man because, you know, Spider-Man didn't do anything to stop it. But the thing is, Spider-Man doesn't even know who Miles Morales is at this point. They haven't even met, so it's, like, really insane. And, you know, obviously, Miles hasn't been met a Spider yet. He doesn't get met a Spider at all in this universe, so, I mean, so it's really, so this is going to set up Aaron Davis is going to become the Prowler and going to be the villain for the rest of the movie. And, so yeah, now he wants revenge on Spider-Man. So he wants revenge on Spider-Man. He wants to kill Spider-Man for what he did to his nephew. And eventually, like, over a year, he makes this, like, you know, suit, he makes this, you know, gadgets, which is going to be the Prowler suit, the Prowler gadgets. He's going to become the Prowler, basically, and he's going to start hunting down Spider-Man. So we go after a year after this opening scene, we're going to see Peter Parker, right? And it's going to be kind of Amazing Spider-Man 2 moment where you see him falling down from the sky, and then he webs up, and then he's swinging around. Meanwhile, we see him, we see him hear that Rhino is rampaging throughout the city, so they need to go stop him. He needs to go stop him. So he goes, and he tries to stop him. And so he's chasing Rhino and stuff, and trying to fight him, and, you know, stuff like that. And eventually they stop. Like, Rhino stops, and then Spider-Man and Rhino have a one-on-one fight. But the thing is, Rhino is in a brand new, like, mech-like suit. Alexi 6 Savage is in a brand new suit. And so, like, Spider-Man asks, oh, Alexi, where'd you get that new suit? And he's like, Alexi's like, compliments of the Magia crime family. That's not really a Russian accent. I'm sorry, that was not a good Russian accent. I don't know, that was not a good Russian accent. He just says that he got it from the Magia crime family. And so this means, and this is going to set up a potential sequel, that Alexi is going to, no, not Alexi, is that, like, the Magia crime family is supplying all these supplies to, you know, Spider-Man's greatest villains. So that could potentially move us into a sequel. I don't know if this one were to do well. But anyway, after that, he eventually defeats Rhino. They carry him off to the police. And, Spider-Man goes home. Because it's Aunt May's birthday. And so they go home. Gwen is there. Gwen and Peter are dating. They go there, and they eat the cake. They have fun. They talk with Aunt May. But then the sad part comes. And, it's a rainy night, and we pan out of their apartment building in Queens to see Aaron Davis, the Prowler. You see his green eyes, glowing green eyes, like the most like, they're just like piercing, you know. And you see him looking through a sniper. And it's aimed for Peter Parker's head. Because you see what's happened here is that the Prowler, aka Aaron Davis, has been basically stalking Spider-Man for the last year. And of course this led to his hard work. This led to him figuring out that Peter Parker was indeed Spider-Man. So now he wants to kill Peter Parker. So he aims for Peter Parker's head. But then Peter moves. But it's too late. He fires the bullet. Peter moves. Then Peter's spider sense goes off. But it's too late. And who was standing behind him? Not at me. Gwen. And Gwen gets shot in the stomach. Yeah, see, it's pretty dark here. So Gwen gets shot in the stomach, and she falls to the floor. She's gonna die. And then Peter's like, oh, no. And then Peter looks out of the window, and he sees Prowler. And so he's like, I need to go find this guy. Aunt May, you have to get Gwen to the hospital, okay? And then so Aunt May rushes Gwen to the hospital. And then so Peter tries to go out without any gadgets, without his web shooters, without anything. Tries to jump across these rooftops and get the Prowler, but he can't. Peter trips, and he can't catch Prowler, and Prowler gets away. And then we go to the hospital where Gwen is, and we figure out that Gwen is not gonna live. She's gonna die. And Gwen dies in the hospital with Peter holding her hand, and it's really sad. So Gwen dies, obviously. I mean, what else did you expect Gwen Stacy to do? So see, now we're also eliminating the prospect of a Spider-Gwen. Or Ghost Spider, whatever she's called now, I don't know. We're also eliminating those theories. She's not coming back, she's dead too. So yeah, Gwen dies. Gwen dies. Why am I laughing? This is so dark. But anyway, Gwen dies, and so now Peter's angry. He wants to kill this Prowler guy. He wants to kill him really bad. And so this kind of turn in Peter's character from good guy to kind of vengeful bad guy is kind of symbolized by a brand new suit. It's a black suit. Looks a lot like the black suit from the comics. Except, I want it to be kind of different. See, like, I want the spider symbol, the giant spider symbol on his chest, to reach over his shoulders and connect to his back, almost. I also want it to be a fabric suit. It's not a symbiote, it's a fabric suit. It's a thin fabric suit that he made. I want there to be moving eyes as well. You know, the lens is white. Also, but I want the lenses and the spider symbol and all white parts on the suit to be glowing. Kind of a really light blue. Kind of a blue, it's kind of illuminating from the suit. So that's kind of what this suit kind of looks like. And so after he gets this brand new suit, he goes out to hunt for Prowler. And that's what the suit he's going to be wearing for the majority of the movie, and what he's going to spend the majority of the movie doing. You know, just like, you know, kind of going full Batman, and then like punching people and like, you know, hitting people, like interrogating people, trying to figure out where the Prowler is and where Aaron Davis is so that he can hunt him down. And this is what this entire movie is. And we have this one scene. You start this obsession starts to get him bitter, and you know, bitter and angry on the other people in his life. So we have the scene where he's in his apartment and Aunt May comes over. And also, I should say that, like, Peter throughout this movie is going to start, his stubble is going to grow, and that's also going to symbolize how he's turning sort of to the dark side a little bit. And Aunt May's going to come in, and Peter's just going to be super angry, and he's going to snap at her. And then Aunt May goes away, because I don't want to be around you right now, Peter. And then Peter's just like, I don't care if she disapproves. I just need to find this Prowler guy. I just need to find him. I just need to kill him, because he just wants to kill Prowler for what he did to Gwen and what he did to him. So he goes out in the city, and eventually, out of luck and out of good sources, he finds Aaron Davis, the Prowler, waiting for him almost. It's kind of creepy. And so then they have a huge fight scene on a rainy rooftop, and it's a super cool scene. But Spider-Man gets destroyed because he's arrogant and he's angry and he's just mad. And so he gets destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. So Spider-Man loses the fight. But while I was talking about it, Aaron's like, this is for Miles. This is for Miles. This is for like what you did. Why you didn't save him? And then Peter's like, what? Because he doesn't even know who Miles is. But before he can even say anything, Prowler punches him in the face. Peter blacks out. And then Prowler throws Peter off this giant building all the way down to the ground. And he goes splat. But Spider-Man doesn't die. Don't worry. I want to end this such tragic of a story with Spider-Man dying. No. he wakes up and he's able to go over to his apartment. He's go over to his apartment, and he's really bruised. He's really injured, but then he doesn't notice that Aunt May is there. And she sees Peter in the Spider-Man suit, and she figures out in that moment that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Her nephew is Spider-Man. Not only that, but she figures out that her nephew has been doing all this horrible stuff and all this like torturing people across the city. So obviously she's a little shocked about this, but at that moment Peter realizes, he sits down, he talks to Aunt May, and they have a really nice talk. It's a really nice scene in which Peter realizes that what happened to Aaron Davis, what happened to the Prowler, is what's happening to him. They both lost someone close to them, and they both suck out vengeance and try to kill them. But Peter has a choice. He can go down the vengeance path and become basically the thing that he's fighting, the thing that killed Gwen, or he could do the right thing, and he can become the hero that the city deserves. And Aunt May convinces him to choose the path of the hero, the spectacular, the amazing Spider-Man. And he decides that he's going to go get Aaron Davis and hand him over to the police. And then we have this really nice scene, kind of reminiscent of Spider-Man 3, where he goes into his room, he gets this like big case under his bed. He opens it up, and it's the classic Spider-Man suit that he was wearing at the beginning of the movie. And he puts it on. After all this time not wearing this classic suit, we see him put it on, and it's a triumphant moment. Triumphant music plays, and he rushes out to go get the Prowler. Then we have an epic fight scene between the Prowler and Spider-Man on the top of a skyscraper, because that's where Prowler's base of operations is at, on a giant skyscraper. Spider-Man meets him there. Prowler sees him. Prowler doesn't have his mask on, and is like, "I thought I killed you." He's like, and Spider-Man's like, "If I was dead, I wouldn't be here." And so Prowler, aka Aaron Davis, puts the helmet on, and then they fight. They have this gigantic fight on a skyscraper. I'm picturing this fight as a really well choreographed, epic fight with punching and webbing and clawing. It's gonna be cool, or it would be cool. But so they fight, and eventually, Prowler's arrogance, just like Peter before, eventually causes him to lose. And Prowler is whipped up to the side of the building, and he's just there. He's defeated. But Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, looks into Prowler's eyes. I should mention that, of course, one eye is... It's a Spider-Man movie, so of course one lens of his... What are they called? One lens... They're just called lens. One lens is broken. He looks at him, looks at Aaron Davis, and he says, "I'm sorry." He says, "I'm sorry." Just those two words, "I'm sorry," symbolizes that he's sorry for what happened to Miles. And then Spider-Man goes off, and the police take Aaron away. And then after that, we cut back to Peter Parker in his apartment. He's just waking up in the morning. It's dawn. But he hears a call on like his phone or the radio or a phone radio. I don't know. He hears there's a crime going on, and Peter knows what he needs to do. Puts on his mask, puts on his suit, jumps out the window. And we have a final epic swinging sequence of this movie in which he's swinging across the city at sunrise. And then he swings right at the camera, and the camera goes into his face, and we cut to black. And then, Roll credits. So that was Spider-Man with Great Responsibility. What did you guys think of the script? Comment down below if you thought it was good, if it was worthy of like, a Marvel movie budget. Did you think it was good? Did you think it was a good Spider-Man story? Did you like it? Yeah, that was the story pretty much. For the credits, I have actually a really interesting idea for the credits. We're gonna have almost a recreation of the events of the movie, but we're gonna have like comic panels and like comic like art as like the credits, as like the art designs for the scene. So yeah, that's the credits. But for overall aesthetic of this movie, I'm going very classic Spider-Man. But like it's modern Spider-Man. It's like a mix between a really classic Spider-Man and MCU Spider-Man colliding. It's kind of like that mix of vibe and tone. For the Spider-Man suit, I already told you about the black suit, but now I need to tell you about the classic suit. Obviously, the classic suit is a very important part of Spider-Man's history. And I actually have some interesting ideas. I want this to be a very classic-looking suit. I want it to be a very good-looking, awesome-looking suit. But there's one thing that I don't want. So I don't want there to be the belt. I want there to be a belt on the suit. Like the Amazing Spider-Man design. So I don't want there to be a belt on the suit. But other than that, that's the only really major departure from the source material. Everything else is very comic accurate. You have like, but I'm thinking like a really dark blue. Not so much that it's black, but like, a dark blue. For the spider symbol on the front, I want to do something kind of different, and usually we're seeing the spider upright. I want to see the spider upside down. So the spider is kind of like, I don't know, like about this size, and the spider's upside down. So, sorry. So the spider is upside down, front and back. I thought that would be really cool. Kind of way to mix up the tone, the kind of like, design language that we usually get for most of the Spider-Man suits. So it's an upside down spider, which I thought would be really cool. And I want it to have kind of like, sharp legs, kind of like that. So yeah, I thought that'd be cool. I want it to be kind of roundish, the spider. So at front and back, so I thought that'd be pretty cool as well. In terms of the lenses, I want them to be mechanical so that he can express emotion. But I also want them to be very Steve Ditko. Like Steve Ditko eyes. I don't know. I kind of want something like Spider-Man Lotus is eye lenses, but mechanical. So yeah, just look up Spider-Man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Spider-Man. Look up Spider-Man Lotus Spider-Man suit, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. It has these kind of really like iconic Steve Ditko-ish, like classic Spider-Man lenses. And I think probably something just like those, but mechanical eyes. That'd be pretty cool. In terms of, but everything else, everything is pretty comic accurate. You got the stripe down the arm. You got the gloves and everything. You got everything. You got everything a classic Spider-Man suit has. For the web shooters, I don't want them to be big and clunky and on the outside of the suit. Like the MCU designs or anything like that. I don't want it to be too noticeable. They're subtle. They're kind of like the comic book web shooters where they just stick out a little bit of the silver. They just kind of stick out. Really simple design for the web shooters. And for the red, for the webbing on the suit, I want it to be like Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man webbing, like really close together webbing, like a lot of it on the suit. I think that'd be really awesome. But oh yeah, also, in terms of, what was I gonna say? In terms of the color of red on the suit, I don't want it to be like so bright a red that it's orange. I want it to be like a kind of really cherry red. The color scheme for the suit was kind of a really cherry red and a really dark blue. So that's kind of what the colors of the suit would be. So that's my idea for the suit. I mean, if I'm picturing it in my mind, tell me if you're picturing it in your mind. Cause I don't know, I feel it'd be a really cool suit design for Spider-Man. But yeah. In terms of the Prowler's design, I'm thinking nothing too drastic. But I do really like, I was watching a lot of videos on Ultimate Comics recently about the history of Miles Morales. I know, because it's ironic, because I killed him off in this movie, but still. I was looking at and I saw the Prowler design. I was like, oh, that Prowler design is super cool. Just look up Ultimate Spider Man Prowler, or just look up like Ultimate Prowler or something, and you'll probably see an image come up. It's like a really it's like a really like slim fitting, kind of like athletic suit. It kind of looks like one of those athletic suits. I don't know. I don't like sports, so I don't know what the term is for them. Like, it's not like necessarily like spandex. It kind of has like texturing on it and stuff. But just look up Ultimate Spider-Man Prowler or Ultimate Prowler, and you'll get what I'm talking about. It's a really slim fitting suit. It looks really good. It looks really cool. Okay, just look it up. It looks really good. Really good. I just want a slightly modified version of that for the big screen, but otherwise a pretty straight adaptation. For Rhino, I'm not sure with him. I want it to be kind of big and mechy and mechanical, but not in the sense that the Amazing Spider-Man 2's Rhino was. I want it to be very much like a human form, unlike the Amazing Spider-Man 2's Rhino was. I want it to be a human form. I want you to feel that it's kind of that it's like a really big mech. There's a really big, it's a really big mech, but it still has like a human-shaped form. I also don't want there to be the face of Rhino showing through. I want it to be kind of like an entirely closed mask. It's trying just a full mech. You don't see the guy piloting the suit at all. Until I thought a really cool idea of this. I kind of want the half the top the horn and stuff, and the mask of the helmet kind of flip up like an Iron Hand helmet sort of, and reveal Lex 666 Savage's face. I thought that'd be pretty cool. And you're gonna go down, go up, kind of like an Iron Man helmet. But I don't know. I thought it'd be cool. But and also for the Doc Ock design, again, I'm thinking pretty simple. I want to kind of have him wearing street clothes, kind of see how he's kind of poor. Obviously Doc Ock tentacles. I want them to be the Doc Ock tentacles. I want to be very inspired by the Ultimate Comics. Just look up Ultimate Comics Doc Ock, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Very the Ultimate Comics, where they're kind of really sleek and mechanical, almost organic in a way. It looks really cool. But just look it up. But yeah, that's kind of an idea for tentacles. But what he's going to be wearing primarily, probably just some black shaded glasses, and obviously I want him wearing a brown trench coat. I don't know, brown pants, probably, or jeans or whatever. I don't know. But I don't know why I have such an image of this in my mind. But I want him to be wearing a dark green sweater. So trench coat, brown pants, dark green sweater, basically, and black glasses, and Ultimate Spider-Man Doc Ock tentacles. In terms of casting for this movie, who I want to be cast, I don't know a lot of these actors' names, but I was thinking, I don't know what the guy's name is. It's the guy who played Keys in Free Guy. If you don't, I don't know I don't know what his name is, but if you can look up, if you know what his name is, please tell me in the comic book, not in the comic books, what am I saying? In the comments, please tell me in the comments, because I really want to know. But I would think he would be a really good Spider-Man. Because first of all, he's proven that he can be a more lighthearted character in Free Guy, and he's proven that he can be more dark character, more dark and brooding and character, and more of a jerk in Stranger Things. He's proven that he can be two of those characters, and it fits for this movie because you kind of see he almost plays two entirely different characters in this movie, as he would be in the beginning, and at the end he would be a really nice, fun, happy-go-lucky kind of Spider-Man, but in the middle kind of ground he would be a really gritty and moody Spider-Man. So yeah, he would be a really moody Spider-Man. So I think he would do that well. In terms of casting for Prowler, I have no idea. So, if you think of a good actor that would be able to play the Prowler, comment down below, because I have no idea on him. I do have one idea, though, however, for who I want to play Doc Ock. And that is, guys, I know I'm probably going to get so much hate in the comments for casting this guy. But I want Jack Black to play Doc Ock. I don't know, I think he has, like, the look. I think he can play, like, I think he can play a more dramatic role, even though he's known for his comedy. Because, I don't know, have you seen, like, the 2005 King Kong movie? He did great in that. He was more dramatic in that. I think he could use, like, a nerdy persona to portray Doc Ock really well. And so, yeah, those are kind of the only casting ideas that I've had right now. Like, so, I don't know, what is that guy's name? I'm trying to think so hard what that guy's name is, but I can't remember. So, it's the guy who played Keys in Free Guy as Spider Man, and it's Jack Black as Doc Ock. Those are my two ideas right now for casting. But if you have any others for any other characters in this movie, leave them in the comment section below if you have any other ideas. And so that about wraps up this video, guys. I hope you liked it. I loved making it. So I know this is a really long video, but I don't know, hopefully you guys sit through the whole thing. Hopefully I'm not too boring. But so guys, that's it. You're done. What are you still doing here? But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you liked it, what you thought of it, your opinions. Let me know if you have any choices for casting that might be good. I'm always open to ideas. And let me know what you thought of my costume ideas as well. But yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe and comment below for more videos just like this one. And I also do tutorial reviews on my channel, so go check those out. And this is the only video you've seen by me. Go check all those other videos out. They're super cool, super fun. And yeah, I'm totally family friendly, so you go check out. So you don't need to worry about your kids watching me. Man. I don't know why I'm still talking. Bye!